Hello, dear instructors. This is a quick video on how can you integrate Jupyter notebooks into your Moodle page, into your course and Moodle pages, right? So essentially, this question was asked previously on 2017, and someone replied with Open Studio plugin. This seems to be the plugin that does the trick for you, right? But I don't know if this is released or not. I don't know if this is being maintained or not. So the status about this, for me personally, I did do my research in this part. But what happens on Moodle if you don't have this plugin installed, right? What is the other alternative? You have multiple alternatives. One of them is to grab your Jupyter notebook and just deploy it on one of the cloud providers on GCP or Azure or maybe AWS, and have this link from there and add it as a link in your course on Moodle, right? Another alternative would be if you want to just use something that is already deployed, right? Like Google Colab or something, right? But what happens if you just want Jupyter, right? So the Jupyter notebook that you have been working on, see, this is an example of a Jupyter notebook that I have locally here. Okay, what happens if you have something like this one right here, right? And you just want to include this Jupyter notebook, right? With all of the cells, that has been already ran before into your course, right? On Moodle. There's a quick and dirty way to do that. So let me just show you how this looks like here. So I have a link. This is just a URL for the notebook, right? So if I open this URL, you should see a Notion page redirection. So this is just a redirected Notion page that I've created in Notion, right? In this Notion page, I just have one element here. Essentially, this is an embedded gist from GitHub, and this gist essentially your Jupyter notebook. Okay, so this is really straightforward to do. First of all, you need to have something. You need to have something locally on your Jupyter notebooks. So this is just an example here. Once you're done, you need to go, first of all, you need to go with something called NB extensions. So you need to have this installed or configured. This video is not going to cover installing NB extensions, but it's really straightforward to do. So via Anaconda, via the CLI of Anaconda, or any terminal that you would like, just install locally NB extensions into Jupyter. And once this is installed, you can search for something called gist, right? And you can just click on gist. It's going to be unchecked initially by default, so just mark this part right there, right? And it's going to ask you to enter your personal access token, enter your GitHub account personal access token. So you need to generate this access token. So to generate this access token, it's really straightforward. Go to your GitHub profile and just go to settings. Go to the settings page. From the settings page, you're going to see by the end something called developer settings, and go to developer settings, go to personal access token, go to the tokens classic, and generate an access token, and give it the period that you want, give it the permissions that you want, and give it a name essentially. Once you have this generated access token, copy this token and just go back to your NP extension, into this extension, into Gistit extension, and just paste that token right there. Right? Don't essentially change anything. This is just going to do the trick. Once you're done, go back to the script, maybe refresh the page if you want, and finally you're going to see a button for Gistit, right? So if you click on this Gistit extension, it's going to tell you this is just the Gist ID if it's already there, if you have created this just before. If you didn't, then you would see this like an empty input field like that. If it's an empty input field, just leave it as it is. Okay, once you're good to go, you can check to make it public and just click on Gistit, and it's going to generate a link like this. So once you have the link, just copy the link from there, right? And go to Notion page. So I have Notion installed as a desktop application here. You can use Notion from the browser too. It's fine. Right, so go to your Notion page and just start an element anywhere and just say /gist. Okay, so try this one more time. So /gist like this, and choose GitHub gist, right? And it's going to ask you enter the gist link and just paste the link there and embed it, right? And you should see this version right there, right? I know it looks slightly weird, but whenever you share it, whenever you deploy this page, it's just going to make sense later on, right? So it looks like this, right? So this is the shared link that I've created. So it looks perfectly fine. There is no over the top padding. There is no top padding or bottom padding or anything, right? And once you have this link, just go to Moodle in any week and just essentially just add an activity. And this activity can be just a URL like this, right? And in the URL section, just paste the external URL, which is the link that you have generated from Notion. This is the Notion page link, and the name for, yeah, of course, the name of the link, right? And that's it.